Hello everybody, June here from Red Daisy Crafts. I hope you are doing well today. I'm sorry I'm a couple minutes late. I had a little bit of technical issues just getting started today. So we are going to be unboxing the Lakeside Retreat today. While I'm getting this going, I just wanted to say hello to everybody. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate all of your support and those that follow me. This is a really fun month for Paper Pumpkin. I think that this kit has so many possibilities, and we're going to have a fun time with it. We also have, we are now in the subscription period. I'm looking for my notes. We are now in the subscription period for the May Paper Pumpkin. That is Sparkling Celebrations. It is going to be 9 cards, 3 of 3 designs, and it's going to include some silver foiling. And it is going to have, you're going to be able to use these fun dies. So these are the new quarter dies. I just got them open. And there is really a fun, I don't know, sparkler, kind of fireworks kind of die ends here. And there's also the word wonderful. So I am looking forward to utilizing those dies as we get started. I am going to put us down to the table so that we can get going. Thanks for joining. Say hello once you get on. If you're crafting along today, great. Let's see here. I think this is the one. There we go. Oh, why am I upside down? Why am I upside down? Let's see what we got here. Why is this the case? Because I didn't change anything. So let's see here. Not fixing it. All right, I think that fixes it. So now at least we are going in the right direction. There we go. All right, so we are going to unbox the Lakeside Retreat. It includes, hey Wanda, thanks for joining. Sunny but cool. That is great news. I'm so glad to hear it. So we have the ink spot in this kit for Peaceful Pine. Peaceful Pine is a new ink spot, a new ink color that is going to be available when the new catalog, which I have right here, goes live. And I believe it's in May as the date, the beginning of May. So only a few more days here. And the new colors, the new ink colors are going to be in the new ink pads. And I'm super excited about these because they are very easy to open. And you can just, I don't know what I'm doing here. There we go. They magnet together. So they're super easy to open. No more twisting and turning and getting ink all over your hands. You do get 2 labels in English on the bottom, and there are 2 in another language. And I put one on the outside here, and then I put one on the inside here so that both of them are always labeled at the same time. And then they just go back together like that. I mean, it is really lightweight. and it works very, very easily. So I'm super excited to be working with that. And then also we have our stamps in here, and we're going to get to the sheet that tells us what all those details are, better than you looking through the clear stamp and trying to make out the images. So we have that as well. And so I'm just going to get this open and we're going to get underway. I am really excited about this kit because I think there's a lot of really fun elements to it. And there's this whole coordinating set that comes out with the new catalog that's going to go from May to August. So really, really fun. And so I just want to show you this really quick. So now the messages, or the little printout that matches the stamps, is a part of the trifold. So you may want to go ahead and just make a copy of that so that you can put it with your stamps. You know how I always would take mine and put it inside my little clear envelope? Well, I don't think I'm gonna want to cut up my instructions. So I think I'm just gonna have to make a photocopy of that, or I'm gonna just fold this up and fit it right inside there. So that's just another option. Let's see if that works, because I do think it will. So I can also do it just like that in my envelopes. That might be the easier thing to do, but that is a new thing. So here are the stamps. You have thanks, older, wiser, better. You are a lifesaver. You are an inspiration, dad, son, the little birds here. I'm not sure what kind of birds, but happy Father's Day, happy birthday, and the little greenery that you can see a lot of time at the lake. I just don't know the names of these things. I'm sorry for that. I've heard people say them, but this kind of looks like pussy willows, but I don't think that's, I think these are cattails. I'm not sure. If you know, feel free to tell me. All right, but with the paper pumpkin, you do get a full set of color instructions. And we're going to look at this in a moment, but let me just move it out of the way. So in our kit, we have some tear and tape. We have some really fun gems, and they're like little pebbles or stones. They're so fun. I know, I did too, Melanie. I agree 100%. We just have to keep telling them our opinions, right? And you do have a way to tell Stampin' Up! Your opinions. Just email them and let them know. But I agree. It was easier when it was separate. So in the kit, we have 9 of the same envelopes. And there's no printing on the inside, so they're white. And then we have some really cute card bases. So let me get those out here. And let's take a look at these. So we have this really fun scenery one here. And that's really gorgeous. And then we have the wood grain, kind of like fence looking. And then we have this striped, watercolor striped. Yes, that's what you could do that, Wanda. That's exactly what I was suggesting. Thank you. Then we have some little layering pieces. This is in Misty Moonlight. And we have several little sentiment pieces that are die cuts. And these are also sentiment pieces. These are really pretty. And we have this set of die cuts. Look at them. The The watercolor images are really beautiful, and I just love all the pieces. And you get 3 of those, and then you get 3 of these, and these are little signage and some layering pieces. So there's a lot of elements to the kit. I am super excited about that. But I also love that in May you have the option to add to your kit by purchasing the Lakeside Retreat collection. And this is Relaxing Waterside Dies. And this is Relaxing Waterside Stamps. And I think they go so nice. And then we also have this beautiful paper that I'll bring in to some of the alternates. But this sheet is absolutely stunning. Lots of little pieces to work with. And this is on the back side, so kind of matches the other card layer. And then we have these gorgeous fish. Look at that. They're so pretty. And then this really kind of watery print, and that's on the back of those. And we have bicycle. It's a little bit of a different bicycle. Well, I think the same one is on here, but there's all different bicycles on here. And then the back side is this beautiful imagery of some birds flying in the air. And then here we have more. I want to say these are geese, but I don't know if that's right either. But very pretty. I love the watercolor imagery. And then here is a plaid. It's a little bit different than the plaid in the kit, but also similar. And this looks so fun and colorful. I love this so much. Very fun with all the little floating devices. And then we have the fence or wood looking paper. And this is a little bit browner than what's in the kit, which I love. And look at this. Oh my gosh, I love this. So pretty. I wish you could, I hope you can see the coloring in this. It's so gorgeous. And then we have a fun stripe here that is also beautiful. And let me just tell you, like, the colors in this are a little bit different than the colors in the Paper Pumpkin. The Paper Pumpkin colors are Azure Afternoon, Balmy Blue, Cajun Craze, Crisp Cantaloupe, Gray Granite, Misty Moonlight, Old Olive, Peaceful Pine, Pecan Pie, Pool Party, Soft Sea Foam, and Very Vanilla. But the colors for the 12 by 12 paper DSP is Gray Granite, Misty Moonlight, Old Olive, Pecan Pie, and Pool Party, and Very Vanilla. So they're similar, but not all the colors that are referenced in the Paper Pumpkin. So I think that is really awesome. But when we do alternates, I'll be bringing in lots of these fun elements. And I also have these fun little trinkets that will be coming out in the catalog. And it's like a little like a hook, you know, an anchor for, like, you know, docking your boat. So I think that's really fun. So I'm just going to set these aside, and we are going to get started. So thanks for letting me show you some of those new things coming. I have had a fun week. I hope y'all have had a fun couple of weeks. I think it's been a couple weeks since I've been here. And I wonder what you guys have been up to. Have you been crafting? Have you opened your kit and played with any of it? Let me start out here with our card bases. and then we'll get all of our pieces out that we need for each of the cards. So, and I just wonder if everybody's got their kit and already starting to play with them. So let's see here. I'm just going to put things where they go and then try to put the other pieces aside because we only need one of everything today. And so we're going to have that there. And this is going to go here. That goes there. Looks like this is going to go here. And that's going to go up there. Cute, cute stuff here. I love all the little pieces and the watercolor designs. Does this go here? Yeah. And then this one and that piece goes here. And then we need this one over here and this one and then this one. Looks like you're going to have one extra of each of these, which is always nice. Then we need this one and this one. Or actually that goes there and that goes there. And then we need that here. And I think that's everything. I'll keep an envelope out just to refer to it. And where did my box go? I hid it underneath the stuff I just moved. All right. So has anybody got their kit yet? Let me know in the comments if you've already gotten your kit and you've already started to craft with it. I would love to hear how that is. These are really beautiful, by the way. All right, so we are going to start out with the wood piece here. So I'm going to move these things aside. You did get some dimensionals in your kit and the tear and tape for your adhesive. So we have that. I'm going to get that open. And then we are going to get going. All right. So I'm going to grab my foam mat to have it nearby. And I have a little bit of scratch paper here if I need it. So I'm ready for that. And we are going to get started. So we're going to start out. We need from the stamps, we need a thanks, Dad. So I'm going to get Dad out here and the thanks. And we are going to be using this little rope imagery and the little plant one, as well as you are a lifesaver. There we go. Oh, that's not the right one. All right. So let me grab a few blocks here and get us going. So I'm going to use that for the thanks and that for Dad. Then you're a lifesaver. And to get that right, yeah, we got the little rope. Oops, I grabbed both of them. And then our little plant. So I'm going to go ahead and just rub off on these just because I do this to prime them. I feel like the ink sticks better to the stamps out of the gate if I do that, and it just kind of makes the stamp look a little bit cloudy. But it works really well for getting a good stamp image. So this is my little trick that I do, and I think that is everything. All right, so let's do some of our stamping. So the first thing here is that we're going to stamp Thanks Dad. Now this actually had them going on the same stamp. So I'm going to see if I can get it lined up here without everything sticking together. Like so. And we're going to do that. All right, and then we're going to test these. You've got your kit, Wanda. That's fantastic, but you haven't played with it. Oh, you're so sweet. Thanks for that. Now, I did open up one of these because I've been a little bit playing around trying to get ready for alternates. And as I've mentioned before, I always get 2 kits so that I can play with one and then unbox one with you. So I am just making sure I have this straight and that I'm in the center. And I was going to try it out on my scratch paper, but thankfully that all worked out well. Awesome. So I mentioned that I had a fun week. I have, and part of what was fun is that I got some braces. So now you can tell I'm having a little bit of a tough time learning to talk with them, but that'll get better over time. And pretty funny, huh? Getting braces at this point. All right, so we are going to put that little rope at the top of here for some extra decoration, but I am going to just test my stamps real quick and make sure they're all doing their thing the best way, which that looks good. And then I can move the scratch paper out of the way. There we go. Yeah, all that looks great. Okay, so back to this little rope here. So this is just going to go across the top of here like that. That looks great. Love that. Okay, move that out of the way. And then we're going to bring in our card base here. Okay, and it has us putting this greenery on it. Let me just open it up. I think it'll be easier to stamp on it. And it has us just kind of doing this out right here and then on this side. I'm kind of get uneasy about doing this without having all my elements on here. But we're going to trust the system. So we have that, and then we need to stamp our "You Are a Lifesaver" right here on this one. And it has it going on here about right here. So we have that. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to move that out of the way. Get rid of that for now. Put some things off the table so we can put our pieces together. So it has us putting tear and tape here and here and here. And then this is going to get dimensionals. This is going to get dimensionals and tear and tape. So that too. And then this is going to get dimensionals. So let's start with our tear and tape. Where is the end? Oh, here we go. All right. So let's just get this in the right way. So we got, oops, that tore off down the line a bit, but I think I can use this because we need some smaller pieces of tear and tape on our oars over here. So we're going to put one right at this end of the oar. And one at this end of the oar. And then we're going to have tear and tape on here, like that. And then it's going to go across here as well, like that. And then we also need some tear and tape at the top of here, like that. And I think that's all we need for the tear and tape. So let's get our dimensionals now. And these are mini dimensionals, okay? So it has a crazy amount of these. And I'm just putting 5 on. I do not think we need 7 of these on here. One is going at the end of the oar, like that. It actually wants 2. I'll do that. And then we're going to put some onto our vest, which it has kind of going like that. Actually, this looks to be too high, according to the photo. I'm going to bring it down just a bit. There we go. And then we are going to add 2 to the bottom of here. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we got. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to place this on. Let me just see here. I'm going to start by adding, I'm not going to put this down yet. I'm a little nervous about sticking it down till I know all the pieces. So I'm going to get this top layer off of here, and we're going to go ahead and just center this on here, like that. So that's good. All right. And then this little guy is going to get added to the front of here. So we're making like a little sign, it looks like. Love that. Very cute. These are going to get layered up. So it does look like we can go ahead and put this down now. Get all these covers off. And then this is going to go on here just like that. All right. Then it does look like we're going to put this on about like that. And then we'll add the other sentiment piece on top of that. So there we go. And then this one I like to just press down on that tear and tape to make sure that I probably didn't need it across this whole thing, but we are going to just put it right there, like that. And then we're going to, let's take off these first. And then this little bit of tear and tape at the top. I see now why we're doing that. So the first one looks like it's going about right here. And then let's do this one. I love all the details of this. So cute. Did not want to come off of there. Guess it's going like that. Right. Yeah. And that's what we got for this one. It's really pretty. The imagery in this is so beautiful. Wow, I just think they're beautiful cards. Love it. I love it. I think I'm going to add a little dimensional here only because I had my adhesive running off all the way to the edge. And that way it won't like get flattened out at the bottom and it will stay up. So that's better. There we go. All right, so that's our first one. So let's move on to our second one. And it looks like we're going to need Happy Father's Day. So let's get that out here. And then, oh wait, no, Happy Birthday. We need Happy Birthday and the Older, Wiser, and Better. And we got the plant, and now we're going to need the birds. So there. And we are going to be doing this striped card base here. So let me grab a couple of blocks here. So we have the Happy Birthday and the birds and the Older, Wiser, and Better. So let's get that all taken care of. They are beautiful. Thanks for hanging out with me. I know you've probably seen an unboxing already, but I always like to start with that and let people see exactly what comes in the kit before we go too far. So we're going to have that and this for stamping, because we're going to do some stamping on these elements. Okay. So let's start with the Happy Birthday. So we're going to go just like that. And we're going to add the birds onto here. So just kind of like that right there. Nice. That looks nice on there. And then we're going to have our greens coming out. So we're going to have one right here. And then we're going to add another one right here, like that. So that's how that ends up looking. Looks great. And then we're going to add to our little green sentiment piece here. Older, wiser, and better. And it looks like they're putting it right in the center. So hopefully I've got that pretty good. Yes, that looks pretty good. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and get our card base folded. And I did play around. I've started to make, I have about 3 done alternates that we'll start on next week. And because with all these little pieces, these take a little bit longer, so I'm not going to take up a bunch of time today and run us over, because I think we're already getting close on time. So we're going to put dimensionals here. Let me move some of these out of the way. And we need dimensionals on our bicycle. So we got that and that. And move that out of the way. Then we need dimensionals on our little sentiment strip. And I think the rest is going to get tear and tape. Oh, no, we got to put dimensionals on this. So let's see here. We need our little wood grain piece. Like that. And then our piece here. Like that. I think that's everything. We are going to put some gems on this one. So I do think the first thing would be to put this piece down. So let's do that. There we go, right in the center there for that. Oh, got a cover here. All right, then I think we're going to add this on here as well. And it's going down just a little bit like that. Okay. Then we're going to add this little wood grain or fence looking piece. That's just going to go right across the bottom of here. And I'm not getting it, perfectly on top, butted right up against it. I do have a little bit of a line there. You can't see a ton of it, but for the most part, I think it's going to get kind of covered. But we're going to add the happy birthday first. And I'm just going to go like this, so I get it lined up right. Okay. And then that's that. And then this one is going to go right up here on top of it. And the dimensionals are going to go right at the edge of the happy birthday piece, so not on top of it, just right at the edge. So I'm just kind of like bringing it so that it's just slightly over the top of that. Okay, so just to see that. All right, and then we have our bicycle. Okay, that we are adding. Now, how many of you are excited about these because you love going to the lake and being by the water? I would love to hear that. We don't do that very often, but these cards sure are beautiful. And my sister has a house on the water, so I think she will love some of these. So we're going to add a few of them down here at the end. Oh, that's not the right one. Where is my... Here. So I'm going to add one there and one there, and then this other one. I'm going to turn it around though, so I can kind of put the pebble right in there like that. And that is that one. See those little pebbles? Aren't they so cute? It's really pretty, isn't it? Really, really beautiful. All right, so that's number 2. So let's get on to our third one, which I think is my favorite. So I waited to the end to put it together. Had to get a drink. All right, so we have this fun card base, which I can't believe I'm gonna use this on the back of it, but it's fine. And it looks like we are going to need to do some stamping. Now this one has us putting on the Happy Father's Day. All right, so we have Happy Father's Day and you're an inspiration. And so let me grab a couple more blocks here to get us to the finish line. Okay. Oh my goodness. Sometimes those stamps are so sticky. They want to stick to everything. All right, so we're going to just do our little priming. Okay. Righty. All right, so let me just grab my little sheet here and let's do a little quick test. Beautiful. And I do love the fonts that they used for the Happy Father's Day and the Happy Birthday. They look great. They look great. Sorry, I think my little cursor was in the middle of the screen. I'm not sure if you see that or not. Oops, we need this. So we are going to be stamping. We need that little rope again. So we're going to be using that here. We're going to use lots of stamps on this one. Lots of stamps. We got 5 different things going on. All right, so this is going to go at the top of here. Like that. And then again at the bottom. And so that's going to go, I can line it up. There we go. So that's that. And then we're going to have the Happy Father's Day in the middle of there. Just like so. Really cute. It just comes out so cute, doesn't it? I love it. You love to go to the ocean and walk on the beach. Oh, that's so nice. I don't mind. I just am very pale, and so I don't do well in the sun. I don't tan. I just burn. And so as a result, I tend to stay away from the sun. And I'm not really excited about sand. But I know people love it, and I know, like, when I am at the water that I do enjoy it, except for the sunburning. I don't enjoy that. All right, so we're going to do some stamping on here. We're going to put the birds on first. So that's going to go right up here like that. Okay. Get some of these out of the way. And then we're going to put these little plant pieces. One is going to go right here. And I think that's it for the stamping. Move that out of the way. All right, so let's do our last one. So we're going to have dimensionals on here. So let's go ahead. It has a lot of dimensionals on here. Kind of a lot. I think I'm not doing what they want, but that's good. And then for this one, we're going to have one at this end. It's actually wants two at that end. This is going to get tear and tape on it. And our little sign is going to have dimensionals on one side, like that. And it's going to get tear and tape on it. And then this little guy is going to get one right there. So let's start to put our card together. I need to add the tear and tape. Just realized, jumping the gun. But that's okay. This one doesn't need it, and it's our first piece. So so this is going to go right here, and I think it's going to go about right there on the card. Okay, so let's do our tear and tape. So we need a piece on here like so, and then we need a piece here and here, and then here. So that's that. All right, so let's see. First, let's put our sign together. Like this. Nice. All right, and then that's going to go on there like that with the sign. So we have the tear and tape, and so let's go ahead and take the tear and tape cover off. Then these. And so it's going to lay on top of here, about right here, like that. Get that little cover out of the way. So it's being propped up by this that had dimensionals. So this is going to happen the same way. And this is going to be the top of that sign. So like that. Just like that. Isn't that cute? I love it. Oh, that sounds so nice, Wanda. That sounds beautiful. Okay, we just have our little sign here, and looks like this just kind of lays on top of here like this. Not sure why they didn't have us put a little tear and tape there, because I do think that would be helpful. So I'm just going to stick a glue dot there. I think that's a boo-boo on our instructions. But I definitely think it needs something. And so now we just need to add some pebbles onto our card. So looks like we're going to add maybe one here and then one with it, maybe up just a bit like that. And then we're going to have one like right here, and then one here, and we'll put this one the other direction over here like that. And that is this one. These are really pretty, y'all. I just think they are so nice. And I do think, like in my case, I don't have a dad anymore, so I having, you know, of course I could give my husband a Father's Day card, but I don't need a lot of dad or Father's Day cards. So but I love that these could be for birthdays, and my nephew loves the fish and all of that. I think it'd be perfect for him. But these are absolutely stunning. Thank you so much for joining me today, and sorry I was a few minutes late. I'm excited to come back next week with some alternates for you. I have 3 made up so far, and I hope to get at least 8 or 9 altogether. So I look forward to seeing you next week, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Bye, everybody.